offense. You know, oftentimes you see teams just trying to get into a rhythm, maybe an easy completion to get their quarterback feeling good. Not this offense. They take a shot and find an explosive play right out of the gate.
He'll pull it down and run. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
The Tar Heels with the 1st and 10. They'll give it to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And the Tar Heels want to move quickly. 2nd down, he'll throw it. He's in open space downfield. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
The Tar Heels are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They'll go to the air on 3rd and short. That's a little to throw that one in there. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10. How about the mix of play calls on this drive? 3 runs, 3 passes, and now they're in business.
And just keeping the defense completely off balance. When you think it's a run, it's a pass. When you think it's a pass, it's a run. Nice job by this offense going right down the field in 6 plays and now set up for 1st and goal.
And the Tar Heels are threatening on 1st and goal. On the move. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. And after the really good gain on 1st down, they'll try to finish it off. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, North Carolina!
I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise. On the opening drive, nice execution. They scored a touchdown. That was a big time.
And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Running back searching for a hole. This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter, the familiarity with everybody around you. You can only start this one time, so let's bring that energy, bring that momentum. Who wants to start the season off right?
Well, the ACC is a conference that feels like oftentimes it just goes down to the wire. And those games late in the season are the ones that really determine what happens. But you've got to set yourself up for success, and it starts right here in the first conference game in the ACC for your team. That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator, because on the 1st down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on 3rd down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
And the Mustangs come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Crosses the 45. Still running at the 40. Back to the right. Touchdown, SMU. And once he found open space, the man might as well start playing.
I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you've got to be prepared.
Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Hard running there. He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50. And the Tar Heels have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. Leaves it with the back. And there he goes. Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling. The Tar Heels look to keep this drive humming. To the ground, he's got it again. And this offense went right back to the well, and this time the defense made sure it ran dry.
Well, you love to see that from the defense, right? It's like bend, don't break. They've given up a bunch of plays on this drive, but now that they're getting down close to field goal range, you're seeing them start to stiffen up.
Yeah, and plays don't matter anymore. Yards don't matter. All that matters with these defenses nowadays is points and limiting them.
And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way.
I'll tell you what, a few more runs like that, and defensively you start thinking, more guys in the box, more big guys. I better stop this guy because he's unbelievable. Just great job breaking off the big run, and the OC is going to give him the ball some more.
There he goes. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Tar Heels trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. On 2nd and goal, he gets another chance. He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on 2nd down, this little 3rd to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving them a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Finding it tough to make positive yardage now. 3rd and goal from the 2. Using the quick game. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Tar Heels. You want to keep your offense on the field, wear down the defense, put that tape on and show it in a clinic. That's the way it's done.
And as a defense, man, there's nothing more demoralizing. You can handle it when you give up 3, but to give up the touchdown at the end of a long drive, you're already exhausted. You've already been punked the whole way down the field. Man, that's frustrating.
And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. The SMU offense is headed back onto the field. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. Hines is way ahead for 5, and now they've got it at the 28.
Great offenses always stay ahead of the chains. That run right there, now you're in a good position. It's not 2nd and long. It's not 3rd and long. Now as the whole playbook's open, the defense really has to honor run and pass in the next snap.
The Mustangs with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27.
Score on these guys.
The lone back's got it. And they did not let him get to that 1st down line. It'll bring up a call here. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Mustangs will call on their punt team. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. First one's on its way. The leg ought to be strong. Only called on twice in the victory last week.
22, come out to the 22.
much if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oaks. This drive will get started from the 37-yard line. He's going to run it. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
Now, he does a really good job with that mesh point. The mesh point is when he sticks it in the running back's belly. When he pulls it, he gets downhill quick to chew up some quick yards. Nice play early in this football game.
These offensive scripts on both sides have been masterpieces as they are going up and down the field in the first. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
This is a receiver who's so dangerous once he has the football in his hands. That's a simple slant pass, but after he catches it, he's able to work in the middle of the field, finds the open green, and get the first down.
They'll snap it from the 34 on 1st and 10.
How many first downs is that alone, just on this drive? The defense, they keep this up, they're going to get worn out and continue to have to play more and more guys. They got to do something to change this.
They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Guys, we've reached the end of the period and North Carolina's on top. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. From the gun. Pulls it in. And gang tackling on this dude is a good idea. They needed it, but he still got the first down.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield, and he moves the sticks.
The Tar Heels line it up with a 1st and goal. Gonna look downfield again. Here's the pressure. He makes the grab. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to power to the goal line. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
This has been really good for the defense, too. It's kind of a bend-don't-break mentality, right? Really bowing up with your backs against the wall. If you can win this next 3rd down, try to force the opponent into a field goal, that's a win if you're on defense.
They pushed it forward down to the 5, but now looking at 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
They'll send out the kicker to try Let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
No love lost between teams anytime they square off inside the Big Ten. Here's one that's just gone final. Northwestern was able to come away with the win as they have in Evanston so many times before, but not without a few bumps along the way. Man, nothing in college football is easy. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a Big Ten matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there.
And those long shots, man, I tell you what, it takes a little bit longer to develop. So as a quarterback, you know you got to buy a little bit of time. Mad respect, man. Hanging in there, knowing he's going to get hit, but still making the big play down the field.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
Grind play action. He turns that loose down the right side. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
The Mustangs will line it up on 1st and 10. You've been here before. Jack Rabbit. They want to run it left here. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt.
And those little runs, man, they don't look great in the box score, but I love when an offense stays on schedule, and it makes those 3rd downs more manageable, easier, harder to attack me now from the defensive perspective trying to get to me. So it's an easy, simple play for this offense, but I love it.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Big running to try to move the chains. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big 3rd down stop by this defense.
And when you play defensive end, it's all about getting off the football. You can tell, gets off the football really fast, gets in the backfield, gets the running back before he knows what hit him. What a play by the defensive end.
And the Mustangs will go for it on 4th down. Motion from the wide receiver. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. The holder will spot it about 35 yards out. Splits the uprights right down the middle. They're back to within a touchdown. 17-10 is the score.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Here's the return from inside his 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around.
Defense up there, boys.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Finds that crease, and he's got 4 out to the 29.
I think that was an example of the offensive coordinator trying to help out his quarterback. He's trying to keep these third downs manageable. You know, you throw the ball on second down and it's incomplete. Now you've set up third and long, and now you're set up to fail.
And the Tar Heels lining up, just needing a few tough edges on third down. They'll try to run for it. But he has enough to move the chains. With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, third and short, they know you're going to run that. They still did a great job being physical. Third downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
As a defensive guy now, you're always zoomed in on the quarterback. I mean, these guys, whether they're throwing the football or running it, at least they have the football in their hands every time. You know where they're going to be. You focus in. The defense locked and loaded, understand what they were trying to accomplish, doing a good job getting to the quarterback, and then make those physical hits count. Finish those tackles with aggressive hits. Make that quarterback feel you for a whole length of a game.
The Tar Heels will have it 1st and 10. Settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
From the gun, they'll try the middle. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Just this side of midfield, the defense trying to rise up on 3rd and short from the 49. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. And the Tar Heels will send out the punt unit. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Sends his first one of the day on its way, and that matches the number of appearances he had in that win last week. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. The give to the back. Brings it down. They stay aggressive and push their way out with the 33, and it's 1st
play by the speed back. We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have, a lot of times you're just trying to get him to the ground, and you're not trying to put a good shot on him. And then all of a sudden they're breaking tackles. Great job on that one.
All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. And the Mustangs just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Wants to go up top on first down. Unleashes one. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. They'll test the right side. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks for the first down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to get this guy in the ground, man. He's got some serious moves once he has the ball in his hands.
The Mustangs pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. Now from inside the red zone. It's complete to the left. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. Looking to throw, it's Griffin. Got it set up on the outside. They've got him now. He almost picked up that first down on the screen. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. And as the clock is winding down here in the first half, they'll send out the field goal team. And the kicker delivers the 3 ball to finish off the drive. That'll cut the lead down to 4, 17-13. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Tar Heels will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Mustangs have the ball back and ready to go to work. They start this third quarter one-possession game and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready. They're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
Here's the handoff. Oh, he's got some space. They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one.
Well, you wonder if one of the adjustments they made at halftime, trailing in this game, was to try and get the ground game established, David, and they're off to a good start here.
Dang right. Stay patient. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to press. Just try to get scoring